Hi, everybody. Welcome. My name is Skyla Ramirez. Welcome to our Yoga for Everybody session today. Go ahead and get comfortable wherever you are. You might want to start lying down or seated. In cases where maybe you are wanting to work more on a fuller breath, I recommend that you lie down or you move into more of a reclining position. So if you're at home, you could get into your lazy boy recliner right now, or you could lie down in bed and prop yourself up with some pillows. That way we're able to work on the diaphragm muscle, working with the proper breathing muscles in the body. Now, once you get settled into place, let's begin by placing both hands on the stomach today. And as we place our hands over the belly, we do want to feel that the stomach is moving while we inhale and exhale. So over time with stress, sometimes our bodies naturally move more in the chest, and this can cause neck and shoulder pain. So we're going to bring that breath back to a calm and a mindful breath in the stomach. Sometimes we pull our stomach muscles in because we've been taught that this is going to strengthen our core, or it could be a little bit of vanity in there as well, and that's okay, right? We're not going to call anybody out. So pulling the stomach in only on the exhale. Try to relax the stomach when you inhale. Let's lower the chin just a little bit. And whether you're lying down or seated, inhale down into your stomach. And as you inhale, push your stomach out. And then exhale, pull the stomach in. Now, the belly will do this naturally when we are not stressed out, but sometimes we have to remind the body how to act, to remind ourselves that we can create that sense of ease and peace for ourselves. Inhale into the nose as much as possible. Push the stomach into your hands. And then exhale from your throat as if you're going to blow bubbles. So you're pursing the lips, or as if you're going to whistle. Inhaling in through the nose, belly goes out. And then exhale, purse your lips. So let's do this maybe 3 to 5 more times. Inhaling in through the nose, pressing the abdominal wall, pressing your stomach muscles out into your hand, feeling the hands moving with the belly. And then exhale, pulling the stomach muscles in. Maybe even just a final contraction to move every drop of breath out the body. We want to move out any stagnant or residual air. We know that when we're pushing up or bringing up that residual breath, you could also be removing toxins from the body, different types of pollen and viruses that can live in the air as well. Inhale in through the nose, the most efficient filtering system that we have on our own. And then exhale. Now try to pace it so that when you inhale, it's a pretty quick inhale. It's a count of 3. 1, 2, 3, and now slow exhale, double it. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's try this about 5 to 7 more times. Inhale quickly, inhale through the nose. 1, 2, 3, stomach out, pause. Exhale with a whistle. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, maybe you establish a rhythm that's a little faster or a little slower. No matter where you are with this, just keep counting that breath and make that exhale longer than the inhale. Last one. For those of us who are seated, let's take a moment to bend our knees. Let your knees roll over onto one side. And let's go ahead and lie down on the floor, keeping our knees bent. Our back is flat, pelvis and hips to the floor. If there's any pain on your low back, you can always put a pillow or a blanket there for comfort. From wherever you are, go ahead and take those feet out. wider than your hips. Let's move into some windshield wiper knees. Exhale, let those knees fall over to one side. It doesn't matter left or right. Your body gets to choose on this one. Inhale, bring the knees through center. Exhale, let those knees go over to the other side. Maybe looking in the opposite direction so that that stretch, that energy spirals from the crown of your head all the way down through the tailbone and the feet. Inhale, center. Exhale, knees to one side, looking the opposite direction. Inhaling through center. Exhale, knees to the other side, looking the opposite direction. Now, if you want, maybe consider moving your arms in the same direction as your head. So I'm reaching over in the opposite direction, looking at my hands with this big twist in the windshield wipers. Inhale, sweep those arms in front of your body. Knees twisting to the other side. Arms and gaze are steady in the opposite direction. Inhale through center. Exhale, slow. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, slow. Inhale, quick. Exhale, slow. One more to each side. Take your time to feel that you're able to even this up on left and right. Maybe you stay a little longer on one side. We may discover some tender spots in the back that deserve a longer stretch. When you feel that it's evened up for your body, go ahead and bring those knees to neutral. Let's have our hands at neutral as well, hugging both knees in towards the chest. Let's hold on behind the knees or to the sides of your thighs. We definitely want to take any pressure off of those delicate kneecaps. Knees are just pretty delicate structures. They definitely can take a lot in the day. They can absorb a lot of the shearing force of gravity when we stand and walk, but they do require a little bit of TLC. Let's bring our hands behind us, rock a little bit side to side, massaging the low back. From here, go ahead and point the toes. We want to point those toes really strong, like a ballerina point. Then straighten the legs up overhead. So we're trying to protect the ankles here. From here, start to flatten one foot at a time. And we might start to notice some more sensations moving through the backs of your ankles, backs of the calves, even the knees. If you feel it in your back, bend your knees. At some point, go ahead and point and flex your feet. Let's move the feet, pointed toe, flat foot, making sure that there is as little discomfort in your back as possible. Anytime you're noticing discomfort in your back, when applicable, you could bend your knees, and this could take some of that pressure away. Let's roll the ankles out. Still breathing easy. Inhale, count of 3 into your nose. Exhale, slow, count of 6. The slower the exhale, the greater probability that your body's going to relax. The muscles are going to relax, which means more mobility, more flexibility. Sometimes the muscles tight because we're stressed, and we're going to use the breath to loosen those muscles. When you're ready, go ahead and lower just that right foot down to the floor. And as you do, let's draw that left knee in towards the chest. Again, holding on behind your thigh or behind your knee. Pointing the toe if it feels better. Exhale, pull that knee straight in towards your body. Maybe even feel that you're trying to press the thigh against your lower belly or lower pelvis. From here, let's slowly release that left foot down to the floor, drawing the right knee in. That right thigh comes straight into the belly. This can be used as a cleansing or detoxification movement. It's known as a gentle belly press. So we're Gently allowing the thigh to push and massage against the lower abdomen and the pelvis. This is what we use also to balance out the energies that regulate hormones for us. This is how we use this pose in yoga therapy. From here, let's slowly release that leg. Maybe alternate it with your breath. Exhale, left knee in. Inhaling, relax. Exhale, purse the lips. Inhale through the nose. Exhale. Inhale, relax. Exhale. Inhale, relax. One more on each side. Slow exhale. Keeping this evened up on left and right. Let's see that the knees are at hips width. If you're not sure about the width of your knees, pick them up, put the hands on top of the knees so that you can kind of gauge the width, then let those feet come down to the floor. Let's press our palms down beside our hips onto the floor for support. You can even press your elbows down into the floor, and as you push the elbows down, you'll notice that this gives a little lift to your ribs and chest. Let's press into our feet and slowly begin peeling up those hips, coming into bridge. Inhaling while we're here. Exhale, release that tension on your back. Slowly lower the hips and take any tension off your arms. On the inhale, peeling up the hips, pressing into the hands and the elbows. Exhale, slowly lower down. Let's try maybe just a couple more like this, knowing that you're only going to lift only as high as your back, your feet, your knees, your shoulders, only as high as they are in agreement with it. So if it starts to hurt, back out of that pose. We don't want to create any discomfort. Inhale, press up. Exhale, lower down. Maybe just one more. Exhaling, hips come down. From here, draw both knees to the chest one more time, just countering any energy that may have created tension in the back. Again, that little rock side to side, massaging the low back, massaging your outer hips as well. From here, let's come to any still point and lower our feet. Let your knees roll over to one side. And go ahead and lie on your side, supporting the body with your hands. Let's draw those knees in tight so that you're able to create some rounding in the spine, stretching the muscles that move over your kidneys and adrenal glands. Inhale down into your low back. Breathe to the middle back. Breathe to those spaces that are under your shoulder blades and armpits. As we're moving into these warmer months, we're doing a lot of postures that promote cooling the body, supporting the water element in the body. We're moving into a fire season for sure. When you're ready, let's take that top arm, seeing our hand on the ground for support. We're gently pressing into the ground, slowly coming up, and then coming around into an all fours position. From all fours, you can come down onto your elbows if that feels more comfortable, or you can stay with a flat palm. Another interesting variation here is to use your fist instead of a hand. When we use a fist, we're putting pressure on the flat part of the knuckles with the thumbs forward. This is just another variation for your body. As you inhale, drop the belly. Look forward, coming into cow pose. And then exhale, draw the navel up and round the spine, dropping the head as well, coming into cat. Inhaling, belly drops. Looking forward, just a little lift in the chin, just enough to open the throat, to stretch through the lymph nodes and get a little neck stretch that goes down into the chest. Exhaling, rounding, dropping the head. Stretching the back of the neck, releasing any tension at the base of your skull. Now try that breath where you inhale quick for 3 and exhale slow for 6. Big inhale. Exhale. Couple more. Last one. Let's find neutral spine. From neutral spine, again, check in with your wrist, maybe change your hand position. Let's tuck our left toe under, keeping that left foot flat. We're pressing that left foot up as if we're doing a little donkey kick with the foot. So you're doing a gentle press up. Now point the toe, round the spine, and draw that knee in towards your left elbow or towards the center of your chest. Flattening the foot, inhale, let's sweep and press straight up to the sky, squeezing that left glute muscle, the left buttocks cheek. Point the toe, exhale, draw it in. Inhaling, flat foot, press it up. Exhale, pointed toe, draw it in. Just one more, sunbird flow. Inhale, press. Exhale, draw it in. From here, let's lower down that knee, tucking our right toe under. We're pressing straight up with that right foot into a donkey kick. Looking forward, inhale. It could feel a little bit like cow pose. The belly is dropping a little bit. Point the toe round the spine like cat, drawing the right knee in either towards your elbow or towards the center of the chest. Sunbird flow. Inhale, taking it back, pressing up, squeezing that right glute muscle, working on strengthening the muscles that support your low back, preventing sciatic nerve pain. Pressing up, looking ahead, pointing the toe, contract the belly. Slow exhale, maybe 1 or 2 more of these. Even this out on left and right for your body. Doesn't have to be the exact same amount of repetitions on each side, just feeling whatever balances you. Let's let that knee come down. Maybe touch the toes together and open the knees a little wider than your hips. Let's press the hips back towards our feet, coming into a wide knee child's pose. We might want to come down onto our elbows here. Maybe let your head relax. From here, you can even rock your head a little bit left and right. Breathing down into the low back, through the middle back. Again, up to your shoulders, under the armpits. Letting that breath just sort of roll over the sides of the body and over the sides of the spine. Let's come to a still point. Find the breath in your body, keeping the head relaxed. From here, let's take our hands down to a point where we can support ourselves, coming up into all fours again. And then taking our time to make our way up into standing. We take one leg forward, maybe putting a hand on the thigh for support, tucking our back toe. We lift that back knee and start stepping forward. Let's keep the hands on the thighs just for now, that we were able to support the spine and prevent any blood pressure fluctuations. From here, go ahead and flatten your back, pushing the hips back and dropping the belly, looking forward. It's very much like a standing cow expression with your spine. From this standing cow, let's walk the hands up and then relax your shoulders down and back, finding a strong mountain stance. The feet are at the width of your pelvis bones. You might look at the edges of your feet to see that they are parallel to the edges of your yoga mat. Toes are forward as much as possible, seeing that you have a straight line from the pelvis bones down to the kneecaps, straight down to the ankles. And when we bend our knees, Our knees are bending in the direction of our second, third, and fourth toes in the feet. From here, let's just take those shoulders up, big inhale, and then exhale, roll them back and open the palms of your hands. Palms in by the thighs, lift the shoulders, big inhale. Now open the palms, exhale, and just let it go. Let's try a few more of those ha type breaths on the exhale while we're rolling the shoulders and opening the chest. Palms in, inhale, pull the shoulders up to the ears. Now open the palms and big exhale. Palms in, inhale, open up. 2 more, inhale, open up. Last one. From here, let's fly those arms back and around. Inhale, sweep it back, reach it overhead. Exhale, back stroke, sweep the arms back. Nice big arm circles. Inhaling through the nose, big count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Exhale as if you're whistling, slow exhale. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Scoop up the breath. Slow exhale. Maybe 3 more like that. Remember, you could go a little faster or a little slower. Just tune into your body's own organic rhythm. When you're ready, let's inhale both arms up and overhead. Keeping that left arm lifted, we're lowering the right arm down, reaching straight up as if you're holding on to 50 or 100 helium balloons. There's an energy that is encouraging a little more length in the side of your body. Let's look over the right shoulder. Now think of pressing a little harder into the outside blade of your left foot. So thinking about maybe peeling up the inner blade of that left foot a little bit, but keeping the foot on the ground. So it's a little bit of a peel, but we're not completely lifting the foot. Let's press down firm into the outer left foot. Reach up from your left armpit. Look over the right shoulder. Breathe into that upper left lung. Big inhale and really fast. And then slow exhale. 2 more big reaches like that. Quick inhale. Exhale slow. Last one. Exhale, lips are pursed. When you're ready, lower that arm down. Easy breathing. Let's inhale the right arm up and overhead, holding on to your bundle of balloons. Reaching from that armpit, stretching the side ribs. Looking over the left shoulder. Press into the outside of the right foot. Breathe into that upper right lung. Big inhale. Exhale slow. Quick inhale. 2 more. Press into the outer blade of the foot. Try not to lean over to the side. Naturally, it's going to look like you're leaning over, but you're reaching straight up. Last one. When you're ready, both hands come down. Let's inhale both arms straight up and overhead, stretching out your fingers. Imagine you're holding on to a beach ball. Take the arms a little wider than a traditional Warrior One arm extension. From here, let's step our left foot back, a short stride for Warrior One. Bending that right knee, we can look down and we still are able to see our big toe. So that right knee is bending in the direction of your second, third, and fourth toe. Holding Warrior One, let's lower the chin just a little bit And maybe even close the eyes. Let's tune into all of those opposing energies that are meeting in our practice today. We're reaching through the fingertips, reaching up, and now thinking about pressing down into the left foot. We're pressing back through the hands. We're lunging forward. From here, as we press into the inner blades of the feet and pull up through the pelvic floor, we have an energy that pulls in, deeply contracted. And now inhale into that space under your armpits and try flaring the ribs out. So you have an energy that pulls in and up. We also have an energy that expands out from the ribs as we inhale. And naturally that diaphragm muscle is pressing down. So we have all of these elements of dualism, all of these opposing energies that create equanimity in our practice. That is the Hatha practice. Inhale, reaching, big inhale. On the next exhale, let's swan dive, bringing our hands down onto the right thigh. Let your hips flip back behind you and maybe bend both knees. So we have that very short stride with our left foot back. We can bend both knees a little bit, pushing the hips back behind us and dropping the belly. It might feel a little bit like cow pose right now. From here, we may want to stay where we are, or we can start to straighten that right leg, keeping a little bend in the left knee. And maybe we lift the right toe off the floor, finding a deep stretch behind the right ankle and behind your right knee. Continuing to lift the chest and the heart, keeping the belly pulling up and forward, looking straight ahead, option to close the eyes, working with a little bit of a balance challenge here. Big inhale into the center of the chest. Exhale slow. One more, big inhale, quick into the nose. And exhale slow. Let's bend our right knee, lower the right foot. Straighten that back left leg. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Let's straighten our right leg as well. Moving into an expression of pyramid pose. Exhale, we're swan diving down, taking our hands onto that right thigh with both legs straight, soft bend in the knee. So it's not a big bend. Legs are still considered straight, not locking them out. Let's press our hips back, just like cow pose. Maybe feel your left hip is pulling in towards the inside of your right knee. This is going to help to level out the hips in case there's any tightness on the back. From here, we may want to keep the head lifted. We can always keep the hands on the thighs or put your hands on a chair. If you'd like to experiment with this, walk the hands to your shins. Maybe place the hands down on the floor if you're noticing that that is an accessible stretch for the body today. You're welcome to try it. No matter where those hands are with support, relax your head and neck. Go ahead and hang the head loose like a rag doll. Let's shake the head out, yes. Turn it left and right. Let's come to a still point, practicing a big ha breath. Inhale, exhale, two more. Ha breath. Last one. When you're ready, let's bend that right knee. Walk the hands up onto the right shin. Straightening the arms, let's walk the hands up onto the thigh. Easy does it so that our blood pressure stays happy. Slowly coming up, coming to standing, hands at the hips for balance. From where you are, hands at the hips for balance, right knee is bent, left leg is straight. Let's shift forward, pushing down into that right foot, and then peel up your left heel. just for a moment. From here, take it back. Put that left foot down, straighten your right leg, lean back into that left foot. When you're ready, come forward again, bend the right knee, peel up that left heel. Now take it back, left foot flat, right leg straight, lean back a little bit. Last one, let's shift forward. Peel up that left heel, keep lifting through your chest and spine. Option to lift your left leg off of the floor, coming into a balancing posture on one leg. Hands might stay by your hips, or the hands can go out beside you. So you have this airplane arm expression with warrior three, balancing on one leg. Big inhale, and then exhale, relax. Let's step to the front of our mat, finding that strong mountain expression with our feet. Flying the arms with the breath a few times. Inhale, reach up. Let's center that energy in the body before we go through that sequence on the other side. Fast inhale through the nose. Slow exhale with a whistle. Closing the eyes. Try one more with that slow exhale. Eyes closed on this last one. Inhaling both arms up and overhead, holding on to a beach ball, taking the arms out a little bit wider than usual. Stepping our right foot back, a very short, very casual stride. Bending our left knee. Let's take a look down. Seeing our left big toe is visible, staying visible. Our left knee bends in the same direction as our second, third, and fourth toe. From here, we're holding warrior one. Lower the chin enough so that an egg could roll off your head. Soften your posture, soften the expression in your face, find the breath. Maybe close the eyes. Let's start feeling for those opposing energies as we refine the pose today. We're shifting forward, and at the same time, we're leaning back a little bit. Shoulders stay stacked over your hips. We're pressing down into that right heel, but we're reaching up with the fingertips. As we inhale into the nose, the body is expanding. Exhale, contracting. Pull the muscles up in your pelvic floor. Staying for maybe just 2 or 3 more breaths. Press into the inner and outer blades of your feet. Exhale like you're whistling. When you're ready, exhaling. Let's slowly bring it down. Hands coming onto that left thigh, pushing the hips back. So with this short stance, we're able to bend both knees and press the hips back. Right knee is bent. When you're ready, start straightening that left leg and then lift your left toe. So we're moving into, this is almost an expression of a monkey god pose, Hanumanasana, the monkey god. From here, as we inhale, we continue to pull the heart and belly over that left thigh. Exhale. Maybe we lower a little more to deepen that stretch in our back. Inhale into the nose, come up a little bit. And then exhale, sink on down. Just one more. From wherever you are, let's lower that left foot. Both knees are bent, slowly coming up. Let's inhale the arms up overhead, straightening both legs, keeping a softness in the knees so that the joints do not lock out. We want healthy circulation. On the next exhale, we swan dive down, pressing the hips back, finding pyramid pose. Holding it here, or maybe walk those hands down. Option to bring the hands all the way down to the floor if it feels right for your body. Let's hang the head nice and loose. Shake the head yes. Turn it left and right. Practicing our ha breath just on the exhale. Let's try 3 together. Quick inhale through the nose. 1, 2, 3. 2 more. Last one. Big inhale. Ha breath. From here, let's soften the bend in our left knee. Walking the hands up to that left shin or thigh. Let's establish a nice flat back. Walk the hands up, hands to the hips. From here, we can shift forward, peel up that right heel. And now place that heel down, straighten your left leg, lean back, just shifting the weight forward and back a little bit. Inhale forward, peel up. Exhale, come down, shift back. Last one, inhale, come forward, peel up. Option to lift that back foot off the floor, maybe just squeeze the right butt cheek a little bit. Keeping the hands at the waist and hips for balance, or taking those arms out. So you're pressing the knuckles behind you, open and lead with your chest. When you're ready, let's lower that back foot down. Easy does it. Inhaling, sweeping those arms up and overhead. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Let's take our time to step forward onto our mat, establishing our strong mountain foundation. Inhaling, arms come up and overhead. Exhale, sweep them back. Maybe just 2 more. Practice that long exhale. Practice closing the eyes. Exhale like a whistle. On an inhale, let's take the arms up. Exhale, swan dive it down, standing forward fold, hinging from the hips. We're walking the hands down towards our feet. If you want, you can bend the knees and put the elbows on top of your thighs to support the spine. You could also try reaching your left arm across to the right elbow and then the right over to the left, crisscrossing the arms. Hang out, relax your head and neck, and just let the hips sway left and right a few times. Exhaling from the throat, relaxing the jaw. Let's come to a still point. Relax the hands towards the floor. Let's take our time to safely make our way down to seated. We're taking 1 foot back and lowering our knee. From here, taking our other knee down. Let's swing our feet around and extend the legs out just for a moment for a seated staff expression. From your seated staff expression, with the legs extended out, let's bend just the left knee. If you're noticing any pain in the back or the hips, go ahead and grab a blanket or a pillow to have a seat. Sometimes elevating the hips is better. If the pain is in your right hip or right back, we may want to adjust this right leg. So you can keep it straight, or you can bend the knee, put a pillow or blanket under your knee. You could even take that knee and maybe open it out to the side a little bit. So you could come into a a seated position with your right knee bent and out to the side and your left foot forward. Whatever foundation you choose here, the essence of the posture is in having the left leg dominant. So we want that left leg in front. Now, wherever you are with this, having that left knee bent, let's take our right arm straight up and overhead. Our body has already practiced this standing. We did this earlier in the warm-up. We got a nice long, lean stretch in the spine. Let's inhale, maybe even look up, push the weight down into that right hip. On the next exhale, sweep that right arm around and hug around that left knee. Let's take our left hand close to the hip and twist just a little bit, moving into our half Lord of the Fishes. We can continue to hold on with that right elbow hooked around your left knee, or to experiment a little more, maybe take your right elbow to the outside of that left knee, looking over the left shoulder, keeping that left right leg dynamic. Sorry, I know she definitely disturbs the peace, y'all. From here, lengthening through the crown of the head. Don't even growl. Inhale, lengthening up, adding in just a little more rotation with the spine. When you're ready, slowly take your time coming out of that twist. No matter where you are, open that left knee out to the side. So even if you have this right leg under, open that left knee out to the side. So we're moving into just a very gentle forward fold with an inner thigh stretch. Let's inhale, sit tall first. And now exhale, walk the hands towards that right leg, or walk the hands out in front of you. Relax your head, shoulders, and upper back. Exhale, strong from the belly. 2 more. Big sigh of relief. Last one. To safely come up, keep your head down. Walk the hands in, stacking the vertebra, stacking the bones in the spine from the bottom to the middle through your neck. Last of all, lifting our head and keeping that gaze soft. Let's take our time to do the other side, extending that left leg out. We're bending the right knee in, walking the foot in close to your left knee. You could always cross it over if that feels more comfortable. Check in with your left hip, with the left low back. If there's any pain on the left side of the body at all, we may want to bend that left knee. We might even want to tuck that left ankle in and under your right leg. Let's put our right hand on the floor beside us for support. Inhale that left arm up, big breath in, reaching up and out of the ribs. Push that left hip down into the floor so that we're able to really isolate that stretch along your intestines and digestive tract. Big inhale. Exhale, twist over to the right. We're going to hook our left elbow around that right knee, twisting through the trunk of the body, looking over our right shoulder. Option to take the elbow to the outside of the knee if the shoulder is in agreement with this. This can be a little strenuous on the shoulders if we put a lot of pressure into the arm and the twist. So just take it easy here. Inhaling, continuing to lengthen the spine. Maybe push into that back right hand so it pushes your chest forward, and then you can lengthen up a little more. Exhaling, slow exhales. One more. To safely exit, let's bring our head and neck to a neutral position. Take that left elbow away from the leg. Let's open that right knee out to the side. Inhaling, big breath in. Exhale, walk the hands in front of the body. If that left leg is straight, the hands can stay on either side of the leg. Maybe we feel that it's intuitive to reach for the foot. You could do that as well. Just practice some heavy exhales from your throat. Hang the head down. Inhale into the back. Heavy exhale. 2 more, big sighs of relief. The more you relax the jaw, the more the spine is just going to fold effortlessly. Last one. Let's slowly walk those hands in. Again, stack the bones in the spine so that you gently uncurl. From here, let's extend both legs out and shake off your knees. Seated staff. Drawing the hands down beside us, we may want to bend our knees and scoot to the top edge of our yoga mat for comfort. From there, we might want to let those knees go over to the side. And when you're ready, go ahead and lie down on the floor on your side. We are getting ready to come down onto our backs for a few more stretches. When you're ready, roll over onto your back and bring both knees into the chest. And as you draw the knees into your chest, resetting the low back before we do any more deep stretches there. So from knees to chest, we're just gonna hold it here for a moment, letting that low back rest. Maybe try to peel your low back away from the floor and then rock those knees away and feel for that point where you feel the low back sort of flattens onto the floor. We may want to let go of the legs to flatten that low back. That's the sacrum. It's a triangular shaped muscle at the base of the spine. We want that to be bearing the most weight. When we curl up, sometimes it puts too much pressure on one part of the bone, and that can cause pain or even small fractures in the bone. So we want to rock those knees away, flattening that bone. That way there's less risk of injury, less pressure, localized pressure. Let's set our left foot down on the ground, left foot flat. Extend that right leg straight up, and you can point and flex the foot a few times. Keep a little bend in that right knee. That's going to be helpful to protect the back. From here, we're simply taking the hands on the sides of that right thigh, and we're just going to let that leg go right and left a little bit. So we want to give that hip a little primer before we do any big movements, moving up into that hip joint. From here, let's come to a still point. I'm keeping my right hand on the outside of my right leg and slowly let that right leg come out. Let's take the left hand down on the left hip. Push down on that left hip while the right leg comes out. Keeping your right hand on the outside of that right knee or right thigh. Bend your arm, and maybe you open up to the point where your elbow can touch the ground. It's almost like a kickstand on a bicycle. You're creating a little kickstand to support your leg. Now, in some cases, for those of you who may be a little familiar with this movement, or even if you're curious, you are welcome to let that leg come out more. Maybe for some of you, the leg even touches the ground. That would be a lot of stretch in your inner thigh. I like to keep the hand on the leg and support the thigh. Going down usually is not an issue because gravity is helping us in this stretch. Coming up is where we need the most support here. So you can keep that hand if you want, or you can take it away. Just be very careful to come up. Wherever you are with this, bend that right knee. We're going to shorten the lever so there's less load on your hip. Now slowly draw that knee to center. And you might already feel it. Let's extend that leg up. Roll out your ankle a little bit. Bend the right knee. Roll out the hip a little bit. Let's just circle that right knee. counterclockwise, clockwise, maybe 3 or 4 in each direction. When you're ready, place that right foot flat on the floor. Let's extend the left leg straight up. Point and flex the foot. Keep a little bend in the knee. We can bring both hands onto the sides of that left leg and maybe just circle the whole leg a little bit, or let the leg go left and right. Just checking in with those muscles deep in the hip joint before we introduce that big open stretch. Let's come to a still point. Maybe point the toe, not a hard point, but somewhere between a flat foot and a pointed toe. There's what we call the yoga foot, which looks a little bit more pointed. Let's take our right hand, push down on your right hip. Take the left hand on the outside of the left leg or on the outside of your left knee, keeping a bend in that left elbow. Slowly allowing that left leg to go out to the left. Abduction, opening and stretching that inner groin area. Maybe that left elbow touches the ground and we just kind of let the weight of the leg rest in your hand. Again, it's like a kickstand on a bicycle. You're using your arm like a little kickstand or a little shelf holding up the leg. In some cases, it might feel good to let that leg go down lower. Keep pressing that right hip down into the floor. If there's any tightness across the hips, the pelvis, or even if there's tightness deep in the stomach and intestines, you might feel a stretch opening those spaces. Try relaxing your jaw. Keep breathing easy in through the nose. One more. When you're ready, let's bend that left knee deep. Slowly guide that left knee to neutral. And maybe we hug that knee to the chest for a moment. Take the left hand on top of the knee, circle it out a little bit. Remembering to reverse it so you work that rotation in your hip in all directions, clockwise and counterclockwise. Just a few more circles here. When you're ready, set that left foot down, keeping the knees at the width of the pelvis. Let's take the arms up and overhead, keeping a deep bend in your elbows, just reaching with your fingertips. Big inhale into the chest. Exhale, relax your ribs. Now maybe bend those elbows, slide them down beside you. We can call these butterfly arms. Fingertips are behind the ears, or maybe you have the palms up and the knuckles resting on the floor, elbows out. Let's walk our feet together at this point, toes touching. And now open the knees, coming into a reclining butterfly position. If this is painful at all, you can keep one knee bent and open one leg at a time. So we're going to stay about 10 cycles of breath. If you're doing one leg at a time, I will tell you to switch in just a moment. Inhale in through the nose. Slow exhale with that whistle. If you're doing one leg at a time, go ahead and switch out the legs. Inhale into the nose. Slow whistle. No matter where you are with this, take your time to slowly bend both knees. Let those knees sway a little bit. Let's get ready for final meditation and relaxation. You can always Stretch the legs out straight if that feels good for you. You can roll over onto your side if that feels better. If you know that you tend to get groggy during this final meditation, maybe bring yourself up to seated and sit nice and tall. A lot of meditations are done seated because they can create such grogginess, and unless you're trying to go to sleep, you may want to stay a little more alert. So let's come into any position that your body desires for this final meditation time. Bringing the hands onto the belly. This is where it all began today. Monitoring the breath, creating a deeper sense of awareness, the presence of the breath. We actually feel on the inhale the stomach moving and expanding. And then as we exhale, the belly is going to naturally soften, and we may want to create just that little bit more of effort on the exhale. Pull the stomach in so that you're able to really move every bit of breath out of the body, fully bringing up any residual or stagnant energy. Start to establish that rhythm once more, making this an active meditation on the breath. Inhaling 1, 2, 3. Exhale as if you're going to whistle. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Practicing this breath for at least the next quiet minute or two. Inhaling a count of 3, exhaling a count of 6. Now let the body be at ease with the breath. So maybe we just let go of any control over the rhythm, allowing the jaw to relax and just noticing how the breath wants to move all on its own, letting go of any judgment as to how the breath receives the breath or how the body is actually excusing the breath, just letting go of any control with your inhale and exhale. Notice just what parts of the body are heavy, what parts of the body feel light. And if you know that you want to maybe relax here a little longer, allow your body that luxury in this moment to rest. For those of you who maybe have some things on your schedule today, we have been practicing about an hour. So if you know that there's some things you need to do, go ahead and deepen your breath. That way you can just ever so gently bring your body out of this meditative state. You may want to wiggle your fingers and toes. You may want to bend the knees and let them sway a little bit or stretch out like a stick. Take your time if you're coming up to make your way up into seated. From wherever you are, we can meet with our hands at the heart or hands over the chest, drawing in a deep unifying breath together and closing our class. Let's take a deep breath in and then let it go. From here, we can bow together in closing. Namaste, everyone. I hope you all have a beautiful day. See you next week.